Okay, here we go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this meeting of the Boston Public School Superintendent Search Committee. I'm co-chair Pam Ettinger, and because this is a remote session, I'm going to ask Ms. Sullivan to call the roll.
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Harvey? Mr. O'Neill? Dr. Pignato?
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Roundtree?
Present.
Ms. Tang? Ms. Tang? Mr. Valenzuela?
Present.
Thank you. Dr. Ettinger?
Yes.
Ms. Lopera? Mr. McNeil?
Present.
Thank you. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So tonight's session is being shared live on Zoom, and it will be rebroadcast on Boston City TV and posted on the search committee's webpage, bostonpublicsschools.org/SUPT-search. The committee is pleased to be offering live simultaneous interpretation in Spanish. And the interpreter, after the interpreter finishes introducing themselves and providing Zoom instruction, we will activate the interpretation icon or the globe at the bottom of your screen. Click the icon to select your language preference. Will our Spanish interpreter please introduce yourselves and give Zoom instructions, please?
Good evening, Dr. Ettinger. Good evening to the rest of the panel here present. Muy buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Mi nombre es Randolph Domínguez. Voy a ser su intérprete del idioma español el día de hoy. Para poder accesar al idioma español, por favor, busque en la parte inferior de su pantalla un globo que parece un globo terráqueo. Allí van a presionar y van a seleccionar como idioma de preferencia el idioma español. Si están utilizando una tableta o un celular, buscar 3 puntos en su pantalla, presionar allí y seleccionar el idioma español. Muchas gracias.
Thank you for assisting us this evening. We will now activate the interpretation icon at the bottom of your screen. I'd like to remind everyone to please speak at a slower pace to assist our interpreter. We will move on to the approval of minutes, and at this time I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the May 18th, 2022 meeting as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Thank you. Ms. Harvey? Mr. O'Neill? Dr. Pignato?
Yes.
Mr. Roundtree?
Yes.
Ms. Tang?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Valenzuela?
Yes.
Dr. Ettinger?
Yes.
Ms. Lopera?
Yes.
Mr. McNeil?
Yes.
The minutes are approved unanimously.
Thank you. We will now move to public comments. The committee has set aside up to 15 minutes of tonight's agenda for public comment. I will now turn it over to Ms. Sullivan to conduct this portion of the meeting.
Thank you, Chair. If anyone wishes to speak, please raise your virtual hand. Each speaker will have 2 minutes. Please raise your hand in Zoom. Do we have any speakers for public comment this evening? Chair, I'm not seeing any hands.
Okay, thank you very much. As usual, we will do a short report on our current search process for the record. So bear with me as I go through pieces of information. On May 18th, the committee met in person in executive session to review the current applications. There were 34 candidates. The committee selected a subset of the candidate pool to interview virtually in executive session tomorrow, Wednesday, June 1st, and Thursday, June 2nd. The characteristics of the subset are responsive to our executive profile for the superintendency. The pool is diverse and balanced in gender and race ethnicity. The pool includes those with superintendent experience, executive leaders, and candidates with local knowledge and national perspectives. It is also of interest to note that Orange County, Florida, and Dallas, Texas, both large districts searching for superintendents, have respective candidate pools of 15 and 12. The trend is fewer applications at large districts nationally. After this first round of interviews are conducted remotely, the committee will further narrow the pool for a second round of interviews, which will be conducted in person in executive session on June 7th and June 8th. The committee will identify finalists from this round of interviews to recommend to the school committee. And the charge of the search committee then will be fulfilled once the finalists are recommended. So in mid-June, the school committee will hold public interviews with finalists. In late June, the school committee votes on final selection. In terms of engagement, there have been or will be additional sessions in partnership with the mayor's office. The search committee members have attended additional small group listening sessions in 5 other BPS home languages. In Haitian Creole, the date to be determined yet. In Cantonese, in Cabo Verdean Creole, in Vietnamese, and in Mandarin. We continue to encourage groups who wants to share feedback to host their own listening session and send a summarizing memo to the search committee official email address, or invite search committee members who are available to attend and listen. There are other formats for engagement, including video testimony or text submissions. Again, those instructions are available on the search webpage. And our email, again, is superintendentsearch@bostonpublicschools.org. Okay. And at this point, unless there are any questions on the engagement, we will move on to the next portion of our meeting. Questions? No questions? Anybody with their hands up? I need to go see. Nope. All right, not seeing any hands, the committee will now adjourn to executive session to consider or interview applicants for employment or appointment by a preliminary screening committee. To hold this discussion in an open meeting would have a detrimental effect in obtaining qualified applicants. The committee will not return to public session. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And thank you. Ms. Sullivan, please call the roll.
Ms. Harvey? Mr. O'Neill?
Excuse me, yes.
Thank you. Dr. Pignato?
Yes.
Mr. Roundtree?
Yes.
Ms. Tang?
Yes.
Mr. Valenzuela?
Yes.
Dr. Edinger?
Yes.
Ms. Lopera?
Yes.
Mr. McNeil?
Yes.
Thank you. It's unanimous.
Okay, so if everyone would log off of this session, and let me make sure everybody have a link to the confidential session. All right, then I'll see you on the flip
Hold on,
side.
can you put it in the link, please, just in case?
Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Oh, let's not put it in the public link.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Liz,
The
Email to
public
me?
chat, but
Yeah.
I will resend it to you by email right now.
there
Thank
we
you.
go. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, we'll see everybody then on the other side.